Welcome back to my channel. Today, we talk about the profit and loss. Before we start, I would like to show you some of the formulas here. As you can see here, these all formulas you are familiar with. As you know that if the selling price is greater than the cost price, then there will be profit. If the cost price is greater than the selling price, then there will be loss. And how we find a profit percent? It is the amount of profit that's where divided by the cost price, because the cost price is a part from where you get profit, right? So the amount of profit we are getting from the cost price. And if you multiply by the 100%, then you'll be getting the profit percent. And what is the loss percent? It's the same amount of loss. If you divide by the cost price, then you'll be getting the 100%. You multiply by 100%, you'll be getting the loss percent. Okay. Now here, you don't need to remember too many formulas. These are the one basic formulas which you have to remember. For example, from the first formula, look at here. If you look into here, then you can see from this profit, we can just get here SP equals to cost price plus profit. Okay, we can use the same formula in order to find the selling price. At the same way, you can even define this cost price also. Okay, or we can even use this formula. Selling price is equal to cost price plus profit percent of the cost price, right? Like the same way from the loss, we can find out here selling price equals to cost price minus loss. And here we can even find out selling price equals to cost price minus loss percent of cost price in case the loss percent are given. Okay, let's see some of the examples here. Now, one very important thing you need to understand, whenever you calculate the profit and loss, remember the quantity must be the same, which means that the cost price and the selling price must be of the same quantity. Just don't forget this. Okay, now if you look into the figure, if you look into these questions, I hope that you can easily find out. So can you just tell me that what happens here? Is it profit or loss? Just think. You can easily tell me. Okay, since it is the same quantity, and here you can see the selling price is greater than the cost price, so obviously there is a profit, isn't it? You can calculate. Okay, what happens if I give you something like this kind of the questions? Can you tell me here what happened here? The quantities are different. The 10x and there's 8x, right? So there's a totally different quantity. So we cannot compare now immediately, because you cannot say that selling price is, here the selling price is less and the cost price is higher, because the quantities are different. So the first thing that we need to do is that we have to make the quantity same, right? And how can we make the quantity same? By using the unitary method, right? So it doesn't matter what quantity you are making, but just remember, keep in mind, you must make the quantity same, right? For instance, here, if I just take here, look at here, if I just take here the cost price of 10x, that is CP, I just consider, and that is rupees 150. Okay, so another that's given that selling price of 8x, that is 140. Okay, now let me find out first selling price of 1 egg, that is 140 divided by 8. You know the unitary method, correct? So here, now we can find here selling price of 10x, that is selling price SP, and that is 140 divided by 8 and times 10. From here we can get it is rupees 175. Now can you see here this 10x and here the selling price of 10x? You can check the quantity, both are same. Now we can easily compare here, and if you look at here, you can see selling price is higher than cost price, isn't it? So from here we can just get profit equals to selling price minus cost price, and that is 175 minus 150, which gives you the rupees 25. So that is a profit. So remember that always whenever you find a profit or loss, the quantity must be the same. Okay, the selling price and cost price must be of the same quantity. And remember here, I made it is a cost price of 10x and selling price of 10x. You can even make it cost price of 8x and selling price of 8x, cost price of 1 egg and the selling price of 1 egg. It doesn't matter, but remember, quantity must be the same. Okay, so let's move to the next questions. Here you can see one more question here. See, can you just read the questions? See, there is a second-hand motorcycle, okay, that is a cost is 35,000, isn't it? And there's a repair cost is also there. Spend rupees 5,000 to repair it. And here he sold the motorcycle for rupees 50,000. So first we need to find out here gain or loss, right? So let's find out first the given. Let's write it. So here we can say here the cost price of the second-hand motorcycle is 35,000. And since he has spent 5,000 more to repair it, so that is also included in the cost price. So you have to write here repair cost, that is 5,000. Okay, So here the total cost price becomes something different. Okay, so let me first write the selling price of the motorcycle, that is 50,000. Now we can just calculate the total cost price. And what is that? It is 35,000 plus 5,000. Repair cost also considered as a cost price. So total, it becomes now 40,000, right? And we have a selling price is already 50,000. So you can easily compare that selling price is higher than cost price. So there's a gain. Gain means profit. Okay, that is SP minus CP. And here you can say 50,000 minus 40,000. That gives you the rupees 10,000, isn't it? Now, if you want to just find out the, even the gain percent, if you are asked in the questions, then you can easily find out the gain percent by using the formula. That's amount of gain divided by CP. Always remember CP, not SP, and multiply by the 100%. Then you'll be getting 10,000 divided by the cost price is 40,000 times 100%, which gives you the 25%. So it means you can say he gained 25% if you are asked the gain percent. Okay. Now let's move to the next question. So can you just look at the questions here? So we have given here the gain is 15%, that is profit percent. And here the costing, radio costing rupees 1240, which is the cost price. So let's list out all the given here. Cost price of a radio, that is used in the bracket, that is CP. CP means cost price, right? That is 1240. And the gain percent is 15%, isn't it? Now, selling price we have to find out. I already told you that we can just easily find out the selling price by using the cost price and the gain percent. And here, but before, just can we find the amount of gain here? And what is the amount of gain? That is 15% of cost price. Okay, we always take the profit percent or the loss percent on the CP. And from here, let's calculate 15 by 100 into 1240 is the cost price, from where we get rupees 186, isn't it? Now we know that selling price is always cost price plus profit, and we derive these formulas from the same formula that as a profit equal to SP minus CP. Okay, and here we can just write here rupees 1240 plus rupees 186, and that's give you rupees 1426, isn't it? Yes. Okay, here the required selling price is rupees 1426. Now let's move to the next questions. Can you just read the question once? A merchant mixed 30 kg of one kind of rice at rupees 45 per kg with 20 kg of another kind at rupees 50 per kg. He then sold the mixture at rupees 55 per kg. Find the actual gain and percentage gain. Now listen, I already told you that whenever you compare, just remember the quantity must be the same. Okay, here the two different kinds of the quantities are there. Rice, okay, 30 kg and 20 kg is mixed. When you mix 30 kg and 20 kg, what happens? It will become 50 kg. So let's first find out the separately cost price of 30 kg rice. And what is that? 30 kg is rupees 45 per kg. So we just multiply 30 times 45. So it gives you that rupees, okay, that gives you rupees 1350. Okay, and here the next is, here you can see here the cost price of 20 kg rice, and that is a 20 times 50 per kg. Okay, that gives you the 1,000 rupees, isn't it? Now if you mixed 30 kg and 20 kg, it will become 50 kg. Got it? So here the total cost price of 50 kg rice, the mixer, and that we consider as a CP, and that is 1350 plus 1,000. That gives you 22,350, isn't it? Now, what is the selling price of the 50 kg rice? It is a mixture. Total is 50 kg. So I consider this as a SP, and that is 50 times 55 per kg. So if you multiply this, you will be getting rupees 2,750. Now, can you look at this CP and SP? Both are now can compare, same quantity. Okay, so here it seems selling price is greater than cost price. So what happens? Then there's a profit. So profit is SP minus CP, and we'll be getting 2750 minus 2350, which gives you the 400 rupees, right? And now we can find a profit percent also, the amount of profit divided by cost price and times 100%. So what is that equal to? 400 divided by 2350 into 100%, that gives you, okay, so 17.02%. Just calculate it. Okay, now let's